To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So I'm gonna taking a little break from all the stuff that I've been doing here lately. I'm just getting burned out. I feel it, that I've been at it day after day after day, that I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna take a break. And so this morning I came outside, Carolyn and I both did, and we just kind of started cleaning up some of the construction site area. We have these big pallets here, the metal material for the walls we're on. We got all that put away. Got to do some thinking about our past and what we want to go do in the future. So I told you before, and I know every time I say this, people get mad that you're repeating yourself all the time. But Menards sent us these crates that the metal material came into, and they were refundable supposedly, and it was just a big nightmare. I wanted to return them, but they broke one, and you can't return broke ones, and they lost one. We decided, you know what, we're going to keep it. And as a result, it might be a good idea that we did keep it, because they have like these 20-foot 2x4s here. Our building's 16 feet long, and here we got 2x4s going all the way to the front of the building, back to here. That's like 20 feet. And then we got all these 16-foot 2x6s. And I got to thinking, you know what? We could use that to build our roof to our porch. We may have ended up spending a little bit extra for that. I think the only thing I would have to buy is some pressure-treated 4x4s or pressure-treated 2x4s, whatever. And they're not that expensive. That would be for the post count going up. And then we'd have to buy, of course, the roofing material itself. And so we have everything. I have spent a little extra on it, but the headache of dealing with it just isn't worth it to me. So we think we're going to get a dumpster. And we'll just start throwing a lot of this stuff in here that we've accumulated during our cleanup. You know, we had to clean this property up. So we got it all cleaned up again, organized. Now we just have to get it thrown away. Been thinking about what our future plans are, and so we've been considering making this area our woodshed. I mean, we've already got our wood here, so I'm thinking cutting down some of these cedar trees here. I already got like 2 cedar tree posts, and so I can make a pole barn out of cedar trees. My grandma did that. She made all her pole barns out of cedar trees. That's all free wood, and you can use it pretty much right away. Cedar trees don't rot very well, and so I can make a pole barn and get some of that metal roofing material. And it doesn't even have to be new. If I can find some free stuff on Facebook Marketplace or something, we can make this whole area into a woodshed or a wood pole barn. It would be open on all 4 sides. It would just have the roof on it to keep it sheltered from the rain. And then we would get the north, south, east, west wind direction. And it'd be a lot better looking than the tarps that we got currently. And I know so many people think that I need to be getting this cleaned up more so the neighbors are not upset with you. I'm telling you, the neighbors are absolutely thrilled with what we have gotten accomplished so far. Yes, it still looks trashy. If you were here last January, when we first walked down on this property, and I know Keith and John were here, they saw it. It was an absolute disaster area. You couldn't walk through it. Trying to get to the well, and I know the well looks terrible, and we're going to fix that this summer. But you couldn't even get to it. We were stomping down on weeds and tripping over stuff. You know, the stumps were here. Here, right here, was a huge scrap wood pile that had been rotting away. So we got all that cleaned up. We can get through the drive now. Of course, there's nails in it. I'm not really sure what to do with that, but there is a driveway here now. You couldn't get through the driveway before. When I took the truck camper down to here, it scratched up the truck with all the thorn bushes and different things. So got a lot cleaned up today. And then sometime in the near future, we're gonna go down to the camper and start kind of organizing that mess over there. Get that Franklin wood stove out of there. You know, get the hose. See, this was laying on the ground. And so now we've just laid it up against a tree. We gotta figure out what we want to do with it. Obviously, we don't want to throw it away, but we gotta figure out someplace to put it. Really starting to see the future. So I didn't get my chicken coop finished today is what I'm trying to get with. So we were making that chicken run. We got the coop here, and yesterday you saw me making a chicken run out of PVC, and it's going very well. I really like it. So I'm a little bit worried about Saturday. This is Tuesday. Of course, you'll get this video a couple days late. Saturday's supposed to get down to 5 degrees. That's the coldest it would have gotten since we put the water tank up here. I'm pretty sure it's going to freeze. And if it doesn't freeze the first night, it may freeze the second night because it's just going to be continuously cold temperatures. So Friday, I'm going to top the tank off with well water. Well water comes out at 65 degrees. Well, 60 something degrees. That should warm the tank up a little bit. That'll give me a little extra boost. I've ran ventilation from inside the house, from the ceiling. So the ventilation runs from the ceiling down into the tank. And we're getting temperatures, believe it or not, that wood stove puts out a lot of heat. So the wood stove is just on the other side of the building. So the wood stove comes up, it's putting out like 100-degree temperature into that ventilation. So it's coming down into here. I don't think we're getting 100-degree temperature when it comes out. It's probably like 80 degrees. So I'm really hoping that we'll at least control it. Right now it's 28 degrees outside, and the thermometer, remote control thermometer, sits right here on the ground on the inside, and that is at 38 degrees. And that is where the pump is, the RV pump. And that's what I'm most worried about, is the RV pump. I could disconnect it, but I really want to try to make this work. So I'm going to monitor the temperature. If the temperature starts to drop, I have this little 250 watt space heater that we used when we were nomads that I can run off the generator. I'll drop that down into here just to keep the pump warm. Now, the water itself, I think I'm going to be okay. In the tank, I don't think that's going to freeze, because the tank water is at 50 degrees right now. Now, the other thing I'm doing is I got a little leak where the hose hooks into the water heater. It's leaking. I was going to fix it, but I've decided not to fix it. I'm going to let it leak. That way, the warm temperature of the water will go through the pump. Every time the pump has to kick on, it kicks on, I don't know, every couple minutes, just for a second. Well, that little warm burst of water may keep the pump from freezing. That's my goal. We'll see how it works. So today we got several things coming in UPS. We're getting our salt cure so we can cure our meat, cure the ham. Talked about that in a previous video. Then I just got to drive to town and get some meat. I mean, that's not a short trip either. That's going to be a 40-mile round trip just to go get some meat. So we've been talking to you about buying this non-electric fan. It's a fan. I think you can see it spinning. Yeah, I think you can see it. And so it is powered by the heat of the wood stove. And if you want to buy one, I don't give out the brand names and all that and what kind I have. If you want to buy one, just type in wood stove heat powered fan. And they're everywhere. You can go to Amazon. I was getting YouTube advertisements for them. They're smaller than I expected. In the picture, it looks pretty big. You know, you think that, you know, you have nothing to scale it to. But it really does a good job. I sit way over here on the other end at my desk, and it's pretty cold over there. Carolyn sits right over here, and she's always hot. Well, we got that, and I immediately started feeling the heat. And I think Carolyn's feeling a little bit cooler. So it's actually taking some of that heat and putting it where I need it and not where she is. They say put it right by the flue. That way it's pulling the temperature off the flue. I want to talk to you a minute about actually accomplishing your dreams. I have heard so many people throughout the time of us doing the tiny house and building up the property and all that they really didn't think I could do it. And they kept giving excuses and reasons why they can't do it. And I think I have proven that you can overcome almost any adversity. You just have to keep working at it, keep working the problem. You'll get through it. I was thinking about YouTube also and how difficult it is to be successful on YouTube. And I'm not successful. I only got 42,000 subscribers. I've been doing it for 4 years. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy with the progress I'm making. But I'm going to always be working towards it, always trying to find the solution to the problems. And hopefully, I will nail it sometime. I know there are other off-grid channels, 200,000 subscribers, and I feel like that I have similar content, so I just got to keep working, trying to figure out why they're successful and I'm not. I watched this one YouTuber, and he's pretty much blames everything but himself, why he's not successful. It's everybody else's fault. It's YouTube's fault. It's this and that and on and on. And I used to be that way. When I first started YouTube, it was like, well, I can't get views on Wednesday. Why can't I get views on Wednesday? Well, it's because everybody's going to church. And then I was watching this YouTube expert on YouTube, and he said, the only reason you're not successful on YouTube is because it's your fault. And once that hit me, that it's my fault that I'm not successful, it's my fault that Wednesday is my trouble day, is when I stopped having problems on YouTube. Now I feel like if my video that I released today isn't doing well, what did I do wrong? So I want you to think about how you think about things. When you're having a trouble, are you blaming someone else or are you blaming yourself? I know in a relationship, it's really easy. You'll be looking for something in the house and you get aggravated because you can't find it. And immediately you start blaming yourself. What did she do with that? And when you stop doing that and you say, okay, it doesn't matter if she had it last or I had it last. The problem still exists, right? And all I got to do is find it. If I ask her, do you know where this item is? And she says no, instead of saying, well, why did you move it? I always put it over here. It's just easier just to start looking for it, trying to find the solution to the problem. So I hope I can inspire you to blame yourself for not living your dream. Thanks for watching.